Hello, it's Binky with another aspect of American culture. What's interesting about the U.S., besides its history and the different groups of people that all live and congregate here, is how the different, the U.S. is huge. So the difference between the areas is quite astounding, especially in language. For those who are interested in languages and how they develop and things, the US is a great research paper just waiting to happen. They've actually done research papers on this, especially when it comes to different dialects within the US and different words or phrases that are used. Especially down in the South. The South is very different than other parts of the US, and so they will use very colorful sentences to describe things. And everywhere else in the U.S., we're like, what are you talking about? Nobody's heard these phrases, but Southerners know it. They're like, oh yeah, Gramps used to say that. So yeah, all over the U.S. there's different dialects and different things that or words that people use to describe things. And the funny thing is, I just did a cultural video about free refills in the US, and it made me think about the different words to describe soda. So in different regions they use different words, and I was raised on the West Coast and I now reside in New York City. And what's interesting is I use the word soda. I was raised on the word soda. And so where I was raised in the West Coast, most people use the word soda to describe any kind of soda pop, like Coke, Pepsi, 7 Up, Dr. Pepper. Nobody really calls them by that. You go to the store and go, hey, and don't forget to pick up the soda. So the West Coast, most people use soda, especially from where I came from. And then moving to New York City, most people say soda as well. So it wasn't much of an adjustment to me at all. But what's interesting is that in the Midwestern part of the U.S., it's very common for people to use pop. So instead of using soda, people call it pop. So go to the store and go get some pop. Some people actually put it together. I remember, people in my family would call it soda pop. They're like, okay, so you're going to go to the store and pick up some soda pop? So they're putting it all together. So it's like two dialects from different regions just exploding together and calling it soda pop. But that was pretty rare. Most people didn't do that. And actually these people were originally, the part of my family is from Iowa in California. So I think it was just a clashing of culture. And soda pop was born. Because most people just don't waste their time doing that. They're really lazy. They just want to say soda pop. And then you add the whole aspect of the southern part of the US, where a lot of them just say Coke. So it could be Pepsi, and they're like, can I get a Coke? So they just call everything Coke down there. And so it's kind of like, you kind of have to specify what you want if you're like at a restaurant and things. But Coke pretty much, why that may happen in the South is Coke is huge there because I think Coca-Cola, the big plants in Georgia, so it kind of may be a Southern thing because Coca-Cola is just so ingrained in their society where they're like, Coke. So I don't know though. I'll have to do a little research. I probably should have done that before I came on here. Boop. But anyway, so yeah, that's the different dialects of the different regions. So on the extreme coasts, west to east, you will hear people call it soda. Ta-da! I do both. I live on both coasts. Well, not at the same time. That'd be horrifying. And then you have the Midwest, which uses the word pop. Then you have the individuals, like some people in my family and elsewhere, who call it soda pop. And then you have the good old South, where they call it Coke. So there you go. You learn a little bit about regional U.S. and different words, but feel free to use whatever you want because they'll understand you. It's all the same. Have a fabulous day and go have yourself some soda pop. Bye.